Snapshot 23W17A brings new advancements, music, and also a new music disc. So let's jump straight to it. So I've granted myself all the advancements, and if we quickly just look through the husbandry tab, you can see there are 3 new ones here related to the sniffer. Obtain a sniff egg, also feed a snifflet, and also let's quickly just see what that one is. That is plant any sniffer seed. So basically you can plant a torchflower or actual pitcher pod to grant that one. As you can see inside of the actual adventure tab right here, there are some new advancements down here. One, to craft a trimmed armor at a smithing table. You also have apply these smithing templates at least once. Spire, snout, rib, ward, silence, vex, tide, and wayfare. So that is going to be a harder actual achievement right there, because you need to basically obtain all of them actual smithing templates. And then we also have some new advancement down here related to brushing. So brush a suspicious block to obtain a pottery shard. That's 0 of 2. So I'm guessing let's quickly just actually remove that one and see what that 2 counts for. So I've now removed the actual advancement. So if we quickly just open up the advancements tab again, as you can see it's gone. So I'm guessing brushing a sus block is probably 1. And then actually getting yourself a pottery shard is probably the 2nd. Let's actually just get a pottery shard. And does that count towards anything there? Or does it not? It does. It counts towards 1. I'm guessing maybe brushing the block might have to be within a actual structure. So I've now come to a desert temple just to see if we actually brush a block right here. Okay, so it is. Brushing is counted towards 1, and then actually obtaining yourself a pottery shard is for the 2nd. And then we also have make a decorated pot out of 4 pottery shards. There is also a new music disc, which you can see right here. It's called Relic. And this is found when you actually brush blocks at a trail ruins. If we really just jump to the rare loot tables for the actual trail ruins, you'll actually see that the music disc relic is right there. So they all have the same rarity, I think. It's just if you get a rare loot table, you can have any chance to get the pottery shard, the smithing templates, or now also the actual music disc. And you can only find the music disc when digging at trail ruins. You will not find it at desert pyramids or any other structure with sus sand or gravel. So now let's quickly just listen to it. So let's quickly just throw it actually in the jukebox. Let's make sure jukebox sounds are up. It's actually not too bad of a music disc. I really like it. It's cool. It's different. So that is that. There are also new music when going into certain biomes, but we'll cover that in a second. There are also more changes to sculk sensors again, so let's quickly just cover them. Both types of sculk sensor, so that means the sculk sensor and the calibrated, will now stay in their cooldown phase for 10 Minecraft ticks. Now, when you actually craft yourself a decorated pot, if you have at least 1 pottery shard in the crafting recipe, as you can see, it will now tell you what the pot is made up from. So as you can see, I've got 2 arms up, an archer and a mourner. If I just made the actual pot out of bricks, which you can do if you want a plain pot, as you can see, it will not show any actual tooltip because there's no decoratives on it. And this works for up to 4, as you can see, different tooltips. So it's now easier to understand if you actually pick your pot up. You can now see exactly what is on that pot without having to place it down and look around it. And I guess this should help players understand what the pottery shards look like a bit better. So some more actual changes to sculk sensors and calibrated sculk sensors is, if I quickly just open a book, sculk sensors and calibrated sculk sensors have 3 phases: inactive, active, and cooldown. Inactive is the default phase, and that is when there is no actual sense going to it. So as you can see, when it's just sitting there like that, that is inactive. Active is that right there. And then the cooldown is the actual phase it is in between the actual detections it can pick up. And that is the same for both of them. They both have them 3 phases. The phase lasts indefinitely until the block receives a vibration. During this phase, the block is able to listen to near vibrations until one has been scheduled. You can also see the phase now by looking at the actual block. So as you can see, the actual skulk sensor phase right there is inactive. If I activated it, you can now see it's active, and then it goes straight into cooldown phase to then go into inactive again. So that is kind of cool. You can see how quickly it does change between the phases. This one is a lot slower to actually change, whereas the actual calibrated one you can see goes pretty quickly. Instead of keep going back and through books, let's quickly just check out the patch notes for this. As you can see, there are the 3 phases. When scheduled vibration is received, the block switches to the active phase. The phase lasts 30 game ticks for skulk sensors and 10 game ticks for the calibrated. That is why the calibrated changes so quickly. During this phase, the block stops listening to nearby vibrations, wiggles its tendrils and emits a redstone signal and light. So during its active phase, it will not be able to pick up any vibrations that are caused. After the active phase is finished, the block switches to a cooldown phase. The phase lasts for 10 game ticks. During this phase, the block keeps wiggling its tendrils, but no longer emits a redstone signal nor light. Finally, once this phase is finished, the block will switch back to the inactive phase. Previously, some of the phases had different timing values. Active was 40 for skulks and 20 for calibrated, and then the cooldown was 1 game tick for both. Phase timings were tweaked so that it's less common for the active contraptions to recursively activate the skulk sensor that powered them. There are also some technical changes within this. The resource pack version is now 15. And as you can see right here, there has been some changes to certain things, which you can pause the video and read them if you want to know what they are. There are also some new font types, as you can see right here as well. The new music tracks can be actually listened to when you are in the Cherry Groves biome, the desert biome, the jungle biome, the Badlands biome, and the flower forest biome. The only real bug fixes in this one are like mentionable. There are a lot to do with credits. Some Mojang developers weren't mentioned in the credits. There was some bugs with other things in the credits. The first one is if the sniffer is on fire, it should now pathfind to water correctly. So if I quickly just get ourselves some water and maybe just set like a water pool right here, the actual sniffer should pathfind into it if it's on fire. As you can see, maybe it is, no it don't, okay yeah, as you can see it does pathfind to the water to actually pull itself out. The actual sniffer's animations was not smooth on slime blocks. That should now be fixed, and if they try to do anything on slime blocks, their actual animation should now be a lot smoother. There were some cases when you would breed 2 sniffers, the actual sniffer egg that they pop out would be put underground. That is no longer the case, and the sniffer egg should now always be put at ground level, or the level that the actual sniffers are on. And also there was a bug that has been fixed. Sniffers would stand way too close to players who were tempting them. I think before they'd get like right up in your face like that. As you can see now, if I move a little bit away, they will now stay a decent distance away, so you can still see them and they're not right up in your face. It's obviously not that big of a snapshot compared to what we have got, but it's a bigger one than we have got within the last couple of weeks. And normally, when Minecraft add the music and advancements, that normally means we're coming towards the end of snapshot cycles. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.